Good morning, students. Now I am going to discuss again the continuation part of the meristematic tissue. After the explanation of the meristematic tissue, the important aspects of the meristematic tissues are the presence of the dense of or abundant amount of the chloroplast, along with the presence of the prominent nuclei, thin cellulose walls or thin cell walls we can see in the meristematic tissue. Then after the meristematic tissue, the another classification of the plant tissue, already we classified that into permanent tissue. What is that permanent tissue? Permanent tissue is nothing but the changing of the conversion of the meristematic tissue into the another type, that tissue we call it as the permanent tissue. Once the growth rate of the meristematic tissue is completed and it completes its performance, it completes its function, and when it gets disabled, that becomes a permanent tissue. For that reason, the conversion of meristematic tissue into a type of a tissue called permanent tissue. In that permanent tissue we have different types. Now I am going to explain those types by taking some different sketches. Look at this one. I am going to take the section of the stem that is going to explain the simple permanent tissue. Look at this one. Some different parts already drawn over this wall. Look at this one. Epidermis, the trichome, cuticle, mucilaginous canal, hypodermis, phloem, cambium, pith, pericycle, endodermis and the cortex. These are the important parts we can see in a simple permanent tissue. And one more thing here, the cambium, what I have written, this is another name of the lateral meristem. And the pith, this is an important part, or this is in a centermost part we can see in any kind of a plant tissue. And this is, by taking this example, I am going to explain the types of the permanent tissues. In that simple permanent tissue, we have one more type, the parenchyma. What is this parenchyma? The parenchyma is nothing but some kind of a layers arrangement of the cells. For example, you take a few layers of the cells in a simple permanent tissue. The cells are loosely arranged, the cells are loosely packed. We can see some kind of spaces between the two adjacent cells. That spaces we call it as the intercellular spaces. That I already drawn over this wall to show the intercellular spaces. Look at this one. Take a 2 or 3 adjacent cells. We can see the spaces, intercellular spaces. These are the intercellular spaces. For that reason, we are going to call this one as the parenchyma. Nothing but the cells are loosely arranged. We can see the more number of intercellular spaces. Then the presence of the chlorophyll pigment in the parenchyma. For that reason, we call this one as the chlorenchyma. And all of you know that what is the importance of the chlorophyll pigment. The chlorophyll pigment presence in any plant body that prepares their own food with the help of a process called photosynthesis process. Due to the presence of this chlorophyll pigment, the plants prepare their own food with the help of carbon dioxide and the sunlight. For that reason, we are going to call this one as the chlorenchyma. And one more thing, the parenchyma we can see in the aquatic plants also. Due to the presence of this parenchyma in the aquatic plants that floats over the water body, nothing but it forms some kind of a buoyant or buoyant force. Buoyant force is nothing but the upward thrust in a water body that will floats any kind of a substance that is present over the water body, that is going to start over that. For that reason, we call that one as the aerenchyma. Aerenchyma is nothing but the presence of the parenchyma in aquatic plants. That reason we call this one as the parenchyma. Okay. Now, after this parenchyma, we move on to the another one. Look at this one I have drawn over here. This one we call it as the another simple permanent tissue, that is collenchyma. What is this collenchyma? The presence of the irregular, thick walled the corners for a given plant cell, that one we call it as the collenchyma. And the important one, the flexibility of a plant, that depends on this collenchyma. Nothing but it provides some kind of a rigidity, some kind of a flexibility, some kind of a mechanical support to the plant body, that we call it as the collenchyma. The last one, look at this one I have drawn here. This one, simple fit pair, and this is an example to show the another permanent tissue called sclerenchyma. What is this again? The sclerenchyma. Suppose you take any kind of a plant that is somewhat hard, somewhat rigid, due to the presence of a permanent tissue called sclerenchyma. This sclerenchyma present in any plant body, that makes the plant very hard and the stiff one. Because of the presence of a chemical substance called lignin, it acts as a binding material, it acts as a cement in that particular plant body. For that reason, plant becomes somewhat hard, somewhat rigid. Example for this sclerenchyma, we can take the husk of a coconut, and all of you already seen the coconut. The outermost, the body or outermost thing is covered by some kind of a hard material, that is due to the presence of the lignin, that we can see in this sclerenchyma, and that is your sclerenchyma, and a third type of the permanent tissue. And once again I am going to repeat that parenchyma is nothing but the cells are loosely arranged. We can see more number of intercellular spaces, and the function of the parenchyma is to store the food in that particular plant cell, and it is going to store the nutrients, and it is going to store the water. This is the function of the parenchyma. And when we come to the collenchyma, the flexibility of the plant body, that depends on the this collenchyma, and it gives some kind of a mechanical support to the plant body. The cell walls are somewhat irregularly thickened at the corners, and somewhat cells are elongated, and the here also the cells are living one. The last one is sclerenchyma. This is another type of the simple permanent tissue. When a given plant body is some kind of a hard, rigid and stiff, due to the presence of this sclerenchyma, because the presence of a chemical substance, lignin, that acts as a binding material, nothing but it acts as a cement, that becomes cells become more rigid, and here the cells are dead one. When we compare to the parenchyma and collenchyma, here the cells are living one, and in the sclerenchyma the cells are dead. And by taking an example of a husk of a coconut, we can explain the sclerenchyma. The cells are very thicker one, there is no intercellular spaces, and the plant body is somewhat kind of a stiff, hard, and we can see the very thickened plant cell walls. And this is about the sclerenchyma. Thank you.